Hello, vinyl community. It's Matt here again. So, yeah, this is gonna be my last video, at least for a while. For those of you who saw my previous video talking about COPPA and all of the ramifications of that, I think like I said in that video, until we know what's going to happen or maybe not going to happen with the FTC and with YouTube pulling content. It's just best to kind of steer clear of it. So I'm going to be marking my videos private, not quite yet at the end of the year, because this whole YouTube COPPA agreement comes into effect on January 1st. So anyway, this is the long video that I promised. It's going to be long. I'm going to be showing you guys records that I picked up. They go back about close to a year, that I've had in stacks behind me, intending to show in upcoming videos, and just haven't done it. And since I don't know if I ever will be able to, let's just get into it. Shall we? You guys might want to, get a coffee or something, because it's gonna take a while. But there's some good stuff here, I promise. There's some really good stuff. So, yeah, I don't know where to start. Let's just get into it. I'm not gonna take the records out. That's gonna take way too long. There's a lot of records to show here. Like, honestly, probably like 100 records, so yeah. Anyway, let's get started. I will try to briefly say where each record came from, but anyway. First up, we have Lisa Stansfield, Affection. This was I think from online, from Kerry Carter 1976, who's that eBay seller in the UK, who unfortunately seems to have done a disappearing act. Just judging from my own experience, from people I've talked to, and from his less than complimentary reviews that he now has on eBay. So that's unfortunate. And actually, these 12-inch singles all came from him too, but nobody has been getting their orders from the last few months. I didn't get mine. I had a couple of orders with him, so I'm gonna have to put in refund requests. And he's been very sneaky. I think he made the length of the shipping time like 3 months, so you have to wait till the end of that to report an item as having not turned up. But anyway, so I no longer recommend him, but anyway, so it's some 12-inch singles. You Got the Love, The Source featuring Candy Stanton, that's an all-time classic. Shabba Ranks, Mr. Loverman, big hit in the UK in '93. Bamboo, Bamboogie. I think Bamboo is the name of the band or artist, and Bamboogie is the name of the song. This was from 98 or 99. I can't remember. One of the two. I never knew how to pronounce this woman's name, if it's Alternate or Alternati or whatever. But anyway, Free. This was a big club hit in the UK back in '97, I think. Glowworm, Carry Me Home. That was from '94, as I remember. Capella, You and Me. Another dance song from the '90s. And final 12-inch single, Give It Up by The Good Men. This is I think a top 5 hit, I want to say, in the UK in '93. Okay. Let's keep going with the albums. I should have started with the 12-inch singles, but whatever. Years and Years, Communion. Pop band from the UK. I love the song, what is it? Shine on here. And also, it also has, I think, was it King? I think it was another hit of theirs. And I like them. And this was really cheap on eBay too. So I thought, what the heck. The Best of Jerry and the Pacemakers. I believe that was another eBay purchase. Still in the shrink. I bought 2 Ed Sheeran albums. I bought Plus. I think this is a really good album. I really like a lot of the songs on this album. And I inadvertently bought X. Well, I didn't. They sent me the wrong record, and I just said, you know what, I'll just keep it. And then I went ahead and bought Plus separately. This one's on green vinyl, I think. And this one's on white vinyl, so they're both like limited editions. And I think they were both from online, I think. But it's possible that I bought Plus from a store. I don't remember. Phil Collins, Serious Hits Live. I do have this on CD, but it was a really good deal. I think it was like, I don't know, $14, $15 online, so I had to pick that up. I haven't played that yet, actually. I haven't played quite a few of these. Sinead O'Connor. I do not want what I have not what I haven't got. This is a German pressing that I picked up on eBay a number of months ago. The Killers Hot Fuss. Now this one I bought a long time ago. This one I bought in like April or March or something of this year. This one I got from Zoinks Records in Pomona, California. The Eagles, Hell Freezes Over. I picked this up from Mad Platter, I think it was, in Riverside, California. And what a great live album this is. I do have the Eagles live album, but and of course this isn't strictly a live album. The first side has new songs on it, and then the rest of it's a live album. But yeah, the version of Hotel California on here is just spectacular. So yeah, I've been wanting this for a while, and I finally grabbed it a couple of months ago. Jenny Lewis, On the Line, and this was a really great deal on eBay. I like to try to put in lowball bids, and you know, it's one of those things, if you throw enough mud, some of it sticks. And I got this for, I want to say I think I won it for $6, brand new, still sealed. And I don't think I've listened to all of it. I think I listened to side one, but it has Heads Gonna Roll on it, which was just a fantastic track. Really enjoyed that. Now, this one, I guess this next one turns out to be something of a little bit of a rarity. And that is Down in a Hole by none other than Kiefer. Getting my F's muddled up. Kiefer Sutherland. I always have to think about it because you've got the F here, then the TH here right after each other. And I always end up tripping over my letters. But yeah, so Kiefer Sutherland, Down in a Hole. And the guy can actually sing. He's pretty good. Now, he has another album which is better than this, but this one, I believe, is somewhat rare. Like, it routinely goes for like $40 plus online. And I got it for like 15, I think. Brand new, still in the shrink. It was somebody that had on eBay who, it was one of those best offer deals, and I submitted kind of a cheeky little lowball offer, and he accepted it, and I thought, okay, shoot, why not? All right, next up. So you're going to see we're going to go all over the map with the genres here. AC/DC, Back in Black. This, where did I get this? This was recent, in the last few weeks. I got this online somewhere. Haven't listened to it yet. And also AC/DC, for those about to rock, we salute you. This one I got months ago. This was online as well, a different seller. The Verve, A Northern Soul. I don't remember where I bought this from. It might have been a record store. It could have been online. But I do have Urban Hymns by them as well. And this is, what a great album this is. Had to get that. Next up we have Betty Boo and Boo Mania, UK pressing. She was big in the late 80s and very early 90s. She had a number of hits in the UK. And I think this was also from that... UK eBay seller who she'll now, from this point onwards remain unnamed. But anyway, this next one, I had to pick this up. 90s dance anthems, excuse me. And this was an eBay purchase. It's a 2-record compilation of 90s dance tracks. It's got some classics on it. You've got like Hadaway, Corona, Dr. Auburn or Alban, however you pronounce it, Gala, Olive, Snap, Real McCoy, Urban Cookie Collective, Rosala, Fatboy Slim, Robin S. I mean, this has just got some absolute classics on it, and yeah, I couldn't pass it up. That was an eBay purchase. Alrighty, moving on. Marvin Gaye, what's going on? I think I bought this from Target about, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago. Target does sell records, and of course it's a reissue, but it was a pretty good price. And I have the Target Red card, so you get an additional 5% off, which is always nice. This next one is A Moment Apart by Odessa, and this is on clear vinyl. And I'd wanted this for a while, and it finally went super cheap. I had an alert set up, a price alert. And I think I got this for like I don't know, $15 or something. It's a double album. I thought that was a really great deal. Next up, I did buy Anthem of the Peaceful Army, Greta Van Fleet. Bought this again months ago. Just like all of these, I hadn't got around to showing it yet. And I know, they ripped off Led Zeppelin. I get it. Well, so what? I mean, artists have been ripping each other off for a long time. And it's going to continue for a long time. So I don't mind at all, as long as it sounds good. Next up, my first ever Kate Bush album, Hounds of Love. I think I do have 1 or 2 45s of hers. I also have a couple of her songs on compilations. But yeah, I got this. Where did I get this from? Possibly from an antique store. Okay, but it could have been online. I'm sorry, it's been so long now. And of course, this has Running Up That Hill on it, Hounds of Love, Cloud Busting. I don't remember what else. I don't know all of the songs on here, to be honest with you. But it was cheap, and I quite like Kate Bush, in small enough doses. Next up, classic Echo and the Bunnymen, self-titled. This of course has Lips Like Sugar on it, and The Game, and Bedbugs and Ballyhoo. So yeah, I had to get that. Now there's going to be some soundtracks in here as well, several soundtracks. Here's the first of them, and that is the soundtrack to E.T. E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Now this is on some special MCA audio file thing. I don't know, it was still sealed when I got it. And I've listened to it. I didn't think the sound was that spectacular, because considering it's supposed to be this audiophile pressing, it says manufactured on Teldec vinyl, imported from Germany. So it's supposed to be some extra special sounding vinyl, I guess. I don't know. And like I said, it was still sealed. But yeah, I didn't think it sounded okay, but I wasn't as blown away by it as I thought it was going to be. Next up, we have Didn't He Ramble by Glenn. Is it? I don't know if you pronounce it Hansard or Hansard or something like that. Anyway, and I first heard about him through Gregory Short, who we have this communal mini discs that we pass back and forth. We put songs on it for each other, like a mixtape. Excuse me, and. He put the song on here, My Little Ruin, the song from here called My Little Ruin. He put it on the mini disc, and I saw this came up super cheap on eBay, $10 or something, and I thought, yeah, I gotta pick that up. Next up, we have the Trogs, the Vintage Years, all the classics. This is a double LP set, actually. Love Is All Around, Wild Thing, 6654321. What else do we have on here? I always liked, where is it? Night of the Long Grass. I always liked that ever since I was a kid. So, yeah. Next up, I can't remember if I've shown 1 or 2 of these. I think almost all of them I haven't, but I picked this up at the Rat Hole fairly recently. It's finally picked up Whitesnake's self-titled album. Been wanting it, well, it hasn't been super high on my list, but I've been kind of wanting it for a little while. I think this was $5. Next up, we have the Immediate Singles collection. And again, this is one that I can't remember if I've shown, but anyway, this was a very recent purchase about a month, 6 weeks ago from the Glass House, which is a record store in Pomona, California. And Immediate was a record label. So this has got some great stuff in it, primarily, or maybe entirely from the 60s, actually, like Chris Farlow, John Mayall's on here, Nico, as in Velvet Underground and Nico fame, Rod Stewart, The Small Faces, The McCoys, P.P. Arnold, The Nice, Armin Corner, and I thought, yeah, for $5, I gotta grab that. You guys know I like my compilations. All right, next up, absolutely fantastic album that I bought early this year, Walk Through Fire by Yola. I stumbled across the song, Far Away Look. I stumbled across it on Tidal. Was blown away by it. An amazing song, and the whole album is really, really good. And yeah, so I grabbed that off of, I don't know, eBay or Amazon, something like that. Next up we have Sentimental Hygiene by Warren Zevon. And I had this, or I think I still have it on cassette, and it's a little pricey online. I mean, not $50 or anything, but sort of 15 to 20 pretty consistently. Finally grabbed this for, I think it was $10 or around there a number of months ago. Couldn't pass it up. Really solid. I love the song Boom Boom Mancini, whatever. Boom Boom Mancini. Really like that song. Next up, Led Zeppelin, self-titled. This came from Bob's Record Shack. You'll hear more about that store a little later. So this was missing from my collection. I have 2, 3, and 4, but I had to grab it. This is the reissue. Motivating, Chuck Berry, 22 rock and roll classics. This was an online, I think this might have been from that UK eBay seller, I think, because I'm pretty sure it's a UK pressing. Although, yeah, it says printed in England, so I think that is where it came from. All the classics on it: Johnny Be Good, Roll Over Beethoven, Maybelline, Rock and Roll Music, Reelin' and Rockin', Sweet Little 16. So I think it was only like a few dollars. All right, my favorite Peter Gabriel album, Us, which may be a controversial statement, I don't know, but I love this album. It's got so many great tracks on it. This is a reissue, half-speed remaster, double album. It's got Steam on here. Washing of the Water is a fantastic song. Digging in the Dirt was a pretty big hit in the UK. Kiss That Frog, Secret World, one of my favorite songs of Peter Gabriel's. Blood of Eden, a very emotional, powerful song of his. And this was $25, and I got this from Barnes & Noble. All right, the Goo Goo Dolls, Dizzy Up the Girl. Now, this ended up being free because I bought it brand new, and when it arrived, well, it was brand new, but it was bent just all over the place. You can't really see on the camera, but it's been bent all in here. I think the other side other corner had a bend in it too. The vinyl itself was fine, and it's on this very pretty sort of purple swirl vinyl, but I had started a return on eBay because, the corners aren't supposed to be bent. And the seller told me just to keep it. And so I thought, sure. So I have. And of course, this is the album that has Iris on it. Slide. Black Balloon, I think, was another hit. So, yeah. Finally picked up Listen Without Prejudice by George Michael. I've had this on cassette. I've had it on CD. Finally grabbed it on vinyl. Great album. Possibly my favorite album of his, actually. And he didn't... Of course, George Michael didn't really put out that many solo albums, considering how long of a career he had. But yeah, Praying for Time, Freedom 90, Cowboys and Angels, Waiting for That Day, Heal the Pain. Yeah, I mean, what a great album. Annie Lennox, Medusa, another great album. Now, these are all cover versions, as I remember it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all cover versions. It's got a lot of hits on it. No More I Love Yous, that was a UK number 2, I think. Whiter Shade of Pale was another hit. I remember Whiter Shade of Pale being in the movie The Net. It also has Don't Let It Bring You Down, which was, speaking of movies, I think that was in American Beauty, right? It has Waiting in Vain, which of course was a Bob Marley song. Something So Right, which is a Paul Simon song. I think that was another hit in the UK. And this was from Barnes & Noble as well. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black. I need to give this another listen. I've only listened to bits of it, and I don't think I've actually listened to the vinyl. I think I've just listened to it like online, which is a little sad, I guess, because it's a bit of a classic album now. But this was a buy from, where did I get this? This came from Best Buy, which, for those of you who don't know, is an electronics store chain. It's a chain here in the US. Next up, we have The Best of Isaac Hayes. This was an online purchase. It was pretty cheap. I got this with another record, which I don't remember what it was, but I think I've already shown it. But this was, it was less than $10, and it's got Walk On By on it. The theme from Shaft, of course. Never Can Say Goodbye. So, yeah, had to grab that. Pet Shop Boys, Introspective. I already had this. I no longer have the copy that I did have. I had an original pressing of it, but it was it wasn't in great condition. It was just okay. And I thought, I can't pass up the chance to get the remaster on, 180 gram vinyl. Obviously, it's mint or near mint, I guess, now since I've opened it, being in the shrink and everything. So yeah, I had to grab that to replace my slightly beat up copy. Lou Reed Transformer. I had this before, and it was it skipped. It wasn't in. I bought it. Gregory Short and I went to a record fair over a year and a half ago now. It was like in May 2018, and I bought an earlier pressing of it from the 70s, and I thought it was okay. Got it home, it didn't play well at all. Oh no, it was warped. That was it. I don't remember if it skipped, but it had a horrible warp in it, which I somehow failed to miss, or failed to notice. So I sort of bided my time, and finally I grabbed this, and I think I got this from Rhino Records in Claremont, California. It's the reissue. Is it on? Let's see. I was just checking if it was on colored vinyl. I don't think it is. Next up, this is a very recent purchase in the last couple of weeks. Innuendo by Queen. Been wanting this for a while. I got a price alert. It dropped to like $16 or something, and I thought I've got to grab that. So I got this from Amazon. And of course, this has These Are the Days of Our Lives on it. Innuendo, The Show Must Go On. Queen's last full album with Freddie Mercury. Not counting, the one with Heaven for Everyone on it. Shoot, Made in Heaven. Not counting that because I don't think that was 100% Freddie Mercury influence. But anyway, next up, I also got Step Back in Time, Kylie Minogue. It's sort of the definitive collection, it says, which I would beg to differ a little bit on that. But this came from the Rat Hole. No, it didn't. I'm sorry. It came from Mad Platter here in Riverside. And, I got it. I have quite a lot of these songs on vinyl already because I have the first two albums on vinyl. I have several 45s as well. But it's got a bunch of her more recent songs on it, which I did not already have on vinyl. The only thing is, it's an odd collection. I would have omitted several of the more recent songs and included some of the Stock Aitken Waterman classics because there aren't very many of those on here. There's like 5. But yeah, I mean, you get some classics like Better the Devil You Know, I Should Be So Lucky, Step Back in Time, Shocked, especially for you. More recent stuff like Can't Get You Out of My Head, Spinning Around, All the Lovers, On a Night Like This, etc., etc. But yeah, there's just a few songs on there like Two Hearts and Dancing that I probably wouldn't have included personally, but you can't please everyone, right? I mean, she could have put out about a five record set, to be honest, and still not covered her career. Next up, we have Super Trooper by ABBA. This was an upgrade copy. I did already have it. My copy was not in great condition. This one's still in the shrink, still got the hype sticker on it, and so I grabbed this, I don't know, probably like 8 months ago on eBay. All right, we're getting there, I promise. We're about 2/3 of the way through now. Alrighty, next up, Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds, Who Built the Moon. I think I got this from Mad Platter as well. And of course, Noel Gallagher, formerly of Oasis. And was this his latest album? Was it one? This is from 2017. I can't remember if he's had one more since, maybe. But yeah, pleased to pick that up. I gotta start stacking these somewhere. Hang on. All right. Next up, Christina Aguilera's self-titled album. This was dirt cheap. I got this. There's an eBay seller, and I don't remember the exact name, but anyway, I bid on quite a lot of their auctions. Don't win many of them, but occasionally I get an absolute bargain. This was like $8 or something. Maybe it was less than that, 6 or something. And this is on clear vinyl. And of course, it's got Genie in a Bottle on it. And What a Girl Wants. Oh, there's Christina right there, looking good. And what else is on here? I Turn to You. Love Will Find a Way. Was that a hit as well? I can't remember. Anyway, I thought that was a really good deal. Classic 90s pop. Suede, self-titled album. This is from 92, is it? Or 91? 93. Jeez, okay. This is the one with Animal Nitrate on it. And Demon Records repress from 2013. And it's also got So Young on here, Metal Mickey, and this is a fantastic album. It really is. It's got even the filler songs are terrific. More Britpop here. We've got Oasis, Be Here Now. I do have this on CD, but it had been on my wish list for a while to buy it on vinyl, and I finally did. I don't remember where I got this from. I'm pretty sure it was like Amazon or eBay. Next up, this is another one. I don't remember if I showed this. I don't think I did, but Eminem, Curtain Call, The Hits. I got this from the Rat Hole in Riverside. And this was sort of a trade deal. I traded in 2 copies of Magical Mystery Tour. There's a whole story with that. I had bought a Mobile Fidelity Magical Mystery Tour. Did not do my research. Turns out that Mobile Fidelity pressing is not well regarded, to say the least, because the big issue is that the last 3 tracks are in fake stereo, this duophonic stereo, and as were the US pressings from back in the day. And so I ended up buying just a 2012 reissue eventually and trading in my earlier copy Magical Mystery Tour plus the MoFi, keeping the 2012. And so I had some store credit, so I grabbed that Eminem album. It's a greatest hits. You know, you got Stan, The Way I Am, Sing for the Moment, etc. I'm pretty sure I showed this now that I think about it. So I'm sorry if I did. Let's move swiftly on. Did I show this or not? I don't know. Believe by Cher. And I don't think this is on color vinyl or anything. This was $20 from the Glass House in Pomona. Of course, it's got Believe, All or Nothing, Strong Enough. Really, really good pop albums. This is from 98, 99? 98. Well, this is a repress from, geez, I don't know. Doesn't say. Originally released in 98. I'm not sure when the repress came out. But next up, going back to some more Britpop. Blur, The Great Escape. Blur, of course. I think this was the album that had the big rivalry with Oasis, What's a Stormy Morning Glory, because this has Country House on it. It's also got Charmless Man and The Universal. So, yeah, this has been on my wish list for a long time as well. Finally grabbed it. Another soundtrack here, Saving Private Ryan. Now, this came from Sound Stations in LA. It's near LAX. I had a meeting over there, and it was sort of on the way back. It was like, actually, well, no, it wasn't. That's a lie. It wasn't on the way back, but it was like 3 blocks away from the meeting. So I thought I'm just going to sneak in there before I head back to the office. And yeah, I grabbed Saving Private Ryan, the soundtrack. John Williams, of course, just an awesome soundtrack. Kodaline, Politics of Living. Don't think I showed this, but anyway, there's another one of their albums that's on my wish list here. Kodaline are, I think they're Irish, is that right? Irish like pop band. This is from 2018. This is the most recent album. It has Follow Your Fire on here, Hide and Seek. Angel's a really nice song as well, and so is Brother. It's got a lot of it's just really good modern pop music. I would definitely recommend looking into them if you're not familiar. More pop music. The Fame, Lady Gaga. It's a good album. Had to get it. Double album, you know, Just Dance, Poker Face, Starstruck, Paparazzi. I Like It Rough is one of my personal favorites on here. Just Dance is on here as well. And this was an eBay purchase. It was used. It was pretty cheap. This next one, we're going back to the soundtracks. This was another eBay purchase. Terminator 2 soundtrack. Yeah, I gotta have that. What a great soundtrack this is. I mean, it just, yeah, just epic. I like the fact that it's reversible. Like, you could use either side of it. Yeah, Brad Fedor composed some music to it. And I want to say this was something like $20. It was used off of eBay, but it's in pretty nice condition. Okay. Some of you may or may not recognize this. We'll see. This is a pirated copy of New Order's Substance, and I knew it was pirated. So when my friend Charlie and I, on Black Friday, we went to the Glass House record store in Pomona, and they were playing this. And I'd actually seen this online before, this pirated copy. hadn't been that interested because I just didn't know what the sound quality was like. I did want to buy the album Substance, but it goes for a lot of money, 60, 70, $80. Actually more than 60, yeah. $80 is more realistic, often over 100 on eBay. And I'm like, it's it's a little rich for my blood. And so when we were in the glass house, Charlie and I, they were playing this on Black Friday. And so when I got to the front of the line, I said, "Oh, how much is that?" And it was only $30, but they said somebody's already claimed it. I was like, shoot. But it sounded great. So I went online, I found it, and it was $34 plus shipping. So I paid a little bit more than I would have done. But it's on this really beautiful splattered vinyl. Sounds good. Sounds really good. And so, yeah, so I ended up getting it. So as you can tell, since I mentioned Black Friday, that's a very recent purchase. This one is also recent. Star Wars Rogue One soundtrack. This was cheap. This was like $10 on eBay. Double album, absolutely. It was still sealed. Another recent purchase. This one was also $10. The Matrix original score, and this is on green vinyl. It's like I think it was limited to 1,000. Yes, it's limited to 1,000 copies. I picked up Life in Cartoon Motion by MIKA. Great pop album. This is from, 2007 or something like that. Let me see. Yeah, 2007. Grace Kelly was the big hit on here. I think Relax, Take It Easy, and maybe Big Girl, You Are Beautiful were also released as singles, but I don't remember for sure. This is Music on Vinyl, the company that pressed it. And yeah, I think he's from, where is he from? Like Iceland or something? Am I crazy? Or Finland? Or I don't know. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. But he's from Europe somewhere, I think. Okay, this album came just this week. Namco Museum, Arcade's Greatest Hits. It's full of just like sound effects and music from classic arcade games from Namco. This had been on my want list for a long time, but it goes for over $40, $45 actually, on eBay. And I just happened to have a look for it the other day, and it came up as like 24 or 25, and it was also a best offer. So I stuck in like a best offer for $20. Seller accepted it. It's brand new in the shrink, and it's more of a novelty item. It's not something you're going to break out and listen to very often at all. But I just wanted it. This is interchangeable. You can flip it over, and it's got Gallagher on the other side, which is kind of cool. I think there's a couple of others in there as well. So you can have different games. This is like a window cut out here. You can have different games on display in that window, which I thought was kind of neat. This one I bought a long time ago. This is self-titled, yeah. Lloyd Cole, at least I think it is, unless it's called X. Shoot, well, crap, now I don't know. But anyway, Lloyd Cole. This is from 91, 92, 1990. I had heard of Lloyd Cole from Lloyd Cole and the Commotions from the 80s. Was not at all familiar with his solo work, but DJ Trish had sent me, very kindly sent me some CDs months ago, and one of them was this album, and I liked it so much that I went and bought it on vinyl. So thank you, Trish. You inspired me to get this. I love the song No Blue Skies. What a fantastic song that is. And yeah, he's kind of underrated, I think. All right, the Beatles, the complete rooftop concert. Now, I bought this from Zoinks in Pomona. There had been, it's on white vinyl. There had been some of these online on eBay for $25, and I was going to buy one, and I didn't, and I regretted it, because then they disappeared for a few weeks, and they came back, and suddenly they were going for like $35, $40. I was like, shoot, I should have grabbed it. Oh well. And it happened to be in Zoinks not that long later, flicking through the new arrivals. This comes up for $24, and so I said, oh, absolutely. It was brand new, and it's just like it says, it's the rooftop concert. The audio quality is surprisingly excellent. I didn't know, and I said to the owner of the store, I said, I might be returning this if it doesn't sound good. And he said, that's fine. He said, if it doesn't sound good, just bring it back. But it actually does. A couple of the songs have a dropout for about half a second. It's a little weird, like the sound just drops out, comes back. I don't know if that's an error with the pressing, or if it if it was on the original recording that it just happened to drop out when they were recording it, that's possible. I mean, it was, you know, it was kind of cobbled together the last minute, this thing. So yeah, but it's obviously a bootleg. This was never officially released, but yeah, it does sound really good. Really pleased to grab that. All right, Paul Weller, Stanley Road, sort of an alternative. He sort of gets lumped in with Britpop, but he's really more of an alternative rock guy, I would say. Formerly of the Jam, of course, and Style Council. This plus Heavy Soul are by far his two most well-known albums. This one's got several hits on it. The Changing Man, Broken Stones, Out of the Sinking. Those were all single releases, big hits in the UK. We're getting there, I promise. We're getting there. This has actually been a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be. All right, this is Royal Bliss, self-titled album. Now, I'd never heard of them until their Instagram account liked one of my Instagram posts. And you know what? I'm going to be real tacky now. I'm sorry. I'm going to take a little time out here. I am still going to be doing the Instagram. If you want to take a look at it, you'll see here that I animate album covers. That's what it is, for better or worse. Some turn out better than others, admittedly, but I enjoy doing it, and so I put those on Instagram. If you guys have any interest in that, just look me up. It's the same username, Matt Hayes Vinyl, same username as on YouTube here. So that's my shameless plug for my Instagram account. But so anyway, Royal Bliss liked my one of my posts. I forget which one, doesn't really matter. And I looked them up, and they're hard rock, bordering on metal, I would say at times. But and I thought they were fantastic. I was kind of like, wow, shoot, this is great. Now they have another album I want to get called Chasing the Sun, which has my favorite song of theirs on it. But I think this one's probably a better album. This is more songs that I really like on it. The opening track, Hard and Loud, is a slightly suggestive track, as if you ever listen to it, you'll tell from the lyrics. But anyway, Pain, Paranoid's a really terrific song as well. So I grabbed this. Is on red vinyl. The other album that I mentioned, Chasing the Sun, is very hard to get hold of on vinyl, and I've been trying for months. But anyway, I did manage to get this, which I was really, really pleased to get. Next up, this has been on my wish list for a while, and that is Over the Rhine, Love and Revelation. There's a song on here called Los Lunas, which is fantastic. Love it. It's modern country, pretty much. I like the artwork too, and it finally went down to like under $20 on eBay, and that's when I grabbed it. But yeah, the whole album's really nice though. Really, really nice songwriting. I picked this up, frankly, because it was cheap, and that is, what's the heck's the name of the album? Oh, Seasons. Yeah, Seasons by American Authors. I'm only vaguely familiar with them. There was another song of theirs that I knew from, like, streaming from Tidal or whatever. And this one actually has a bit of an error, because it's got the same label on both sides of the record. It said, both of them say, like, side A. So, but the pressing's correct, like, in terms of the music, you know, one side does have side B on it. In terms of the content, it's just the label has side A for both. But this was literally like $5. So, and it's okay. It's all right. All right, this next one was from the unmentionable eBay seller. Now Dance 902, part of the Now That's Like Cool Music series in the UK. The 902 means this was the second Now Dance album released in 1990. So you've got, like, what's on here? Betty Boo's on here, Bobby Brown, MC Hammer, Beats International, Soul to Soul, Yaz, Adamski. So yeah, it's got some good stuff on it. I'm running out of room to pile these up. Bear with me. All right, next up, the Beatles 20 Greatest Hits. This is a very nice Japanese pressing. It had been on my wish list for a while. Finally found it online for a good price. And this, I think, is worth getting, apart from the fact that it sounds terrific, you know, being a Japanese pressing, but it's worth getting for the short version of Hey Jude, which, Whisper It Quietly, I think is better than the full-length version. It just plays better, because you still get, like, a full two and a half minutes of the you know, the na bit at the end. Um, but it just feels better when it fades out. And you think, oh, and it still lasted like well over 5 minutes, and I don't know. I like that short version a lot. Next up, see, I'm gonna be full of surprises here. I'm telling you, Billie Eilish. When we all fall asleep, where do we go? Excuse me. Creepy cover aside, and that does kind of fit her personality though. If you've ever seen interviews with her, I really like her voice. It's the main reason I got this. I bought this from Best Buy, and side one I think is just okay, but side two is fantastic on this. Side two, it really kind of kicks up a notch in my opinion. All right, next up we have Michael Jackson, History / His Story, however you want to pronounce it. History Continues. So this is a double album, which I will show you like that. Picture discs, which is nice. It's got Scream, They Don't Care About Us, Stranger in Moscow, This Time Around, Earth Song, DS, Money, Come Together, You Are Not Alone, Childhood, Tabloid Junkie, Too Bad, History, Little Susie, and Smile. Now, I don't remember why this is History Continues as opposed to History Part 1, which was like the original release, because a lot of the tracks seem the same to me. Maybe it doesn't have quite as many, and I'm not sure. But anyway, I got this from Penny Lane Records in Upland, California, and I almost wasn't getting anything from there. I went in there. I think I went in there with Gregory Short a few months ago. Wasn't going to get anything. Virtually as we're about to leave, I saw this sad there. I thought, oh, I gotta grab it. So very pleased to have that. More Beatles, live at the Star Club in Hamburg. Kind of wish I hadn't bought this. It was only like $8, but the sound quality is atrocious on it. I just got it, I don't know. It was an impulse bid, hoping the sound quality wasn't going to be quite as bad as I feared it would be, but unfortunately it was even worse. So, I may not end up keeping it in the long run, to be honest with you. Now, the most recent record I bought, I just bought this today. I did. David Bowie, Heroes. I picked this up on the way home. So Bob's Record Shack is closing in Upland. Now, it turns out that he may be moving to another location sooner than he thought, but that aside, I didn't know that when I went in. And so I thought, well, you got to buy something, right? This is the remastered. He gave me a few dollars off, which was very nice. It listed as 24. I want to say he charged me the 20 or 21 because it came to 23 something, but that was after tax. So, yeah, brand new. What the heck? It's got Heroes on it. That's the only song I think I know, but that's okay. We've got 3 more left. 3 more. You hanging in there? Okay. This is a bit of an impulse, this one, but anyway, this is Star Runner, Be Kind, Rewind. Independently released. And I'm sorry, I forget his real name. It is a guy, and he makes this music that is made to sound like 80s synth pop. This is fantastic. I stumbled across it, had to buy it, and you can buy it on. This was from Bandcamp, where I'd never bought from Bandcamp before. I guess you kind of name your own price, which is an interesting thing to do. It had to be a minimum of $20, and I think I put, I'll add a couple more dollars, and I put 22 since I enjoyed it so much. And it's only got 8 tracks on it, but yeah, it's kind of crazy. There's the back of it. It's kind of crazy. It just sounds like it came out in the 80s. It's just 80s synth pop. It's great. And yeah, so just if you interested, look him up on YouTube, because he's got this little clip of one of his songs to the gameplay of Outrun. Remember the Outrun, the video game? And it's just talk about nostalgia. So I was really pleased to grab that. And I think it's limited to 200 copies. So if you guys are interested, you might want to jump on it. All right, last 2, and these are both box sets. I finally picked up Pink Floyd Pulse. Got a good price for it. This came from Zoinks in Pomona. He'd had it in there. He'd had it for like $80, and I looked at it and was like, because it's getting up there a little bit for a used copy, even though it's in really nice condition. I mean, the records are like flawless, but I said to him, I think honestly, I think you're gonna have trouble selling it at $80. I said because you can buy it online for that, and you can buy new copies for like 90 online. So I thought 80 was really pushing it, and he was like, yeah, you're probably right. I might reduce it. So when I went in there the next time, he had it marked as $70. So I thought, okay. I was really tempted, and anyway, I managed to haggle it down a little bit more to 65. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. Of course, it's a 4 LP set. I do have the CD already, but it's all about the vinyl, right? Finally, we come to the last one, believe it or not. This was a Black Friday deal, and I kind of had my eye on this. I just didn't want to pay like, what was it, $50 or something? But anyway, Garth Brooks Legacy. I loved Garth Brooks in the 90s. I had a CD box set of his in the 90s that I used to love to play. And yeah, this is like $53 or something, the retail. It went on sale on Amazon for Black Friday for $29.99. Plus, I had a $10 credit, or like points, credit card points with Amazon. So with those, I ended up only paying $20 for it. And I actually didn't realize that there were different versions of it. So this is the original analog version. There's a digitally remastered version you can get to. And I guess there's pros and cons to both. The analog, you're getting closer to how it originally sounded. The digitally remastered apparently pops a little more, because it's been equalized differently. But I didn't really mind. This sounds really good to me. I've only listened to one of the albums so far, but open it up just a little bit, you can see. So it comes with 5 albums: No Fences, The Chase, In Pieces, Fresh Horses, and Triple Live. It also comes, I didn't realize this when I bought it, it also comes with all of those albums again on CD in here. So you get CD versions too. So yeah, I just thought for $20 after my points, I just thought, I can't pass that up. I gotta get it. Gotta get it. All right, everyone, that is it. So if this is the last time that I put out a video on YouTube, thank you so much, everyone, for putting up with me for these last it's been almost 3 years. February 2017 was I think the first month that I made a video. So I really appreciate everybody who's watched and subscribed and commented. This may not be the end. I'm going to play it by ear. If a few months go by, maybe less than that, and it looks like everything is kind of smoothed over with YouTube and nobody's getting sued or having their channels deleted or anything, then I may be back with a vengeance. I don't know what I'm going to show in my next videos because I've just shown you guys everything. But I will find something for sure. But yeah, so if this is the last time, I hope everybody has a great Christmas and take care of yourselves. But I have a feeling that it probably won't be the last time that you've seen me. So for better or worse, right? So for one last time, thanks again, everyone, and hopefully until next time. Bye bye.